I got some rapid fire questions for you. In one word, gold or silver if you could only own one forever?
Oh, well, I mean, silver will generally outperform gold in bull markets, but over time, you're probably safer with gold.
Best investment you've ever made?
Ooh. There's a few stocks that I've done really, really well with that have gone up, 20 times or more. So I think I did one that was 50x. But the problem is I didn't have enough money in it. I didn't have that much money.
Do you know what stocks they were?
The one that I had a stock that went from like 25 cents to $50.
What stock was it?
It was called 𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗧, and then it became 𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗧, and it got bought out. But I think my biggest gainer right now that I still own unrealized, I just didn't put enough money in it, is a company called 𝗪𝗚𝗓. I think I invested $29,000 and it's worth almost $2 million.
Wow.
But that's just one.
Yeah.
I didn't put much money. I never bought any more of it. I bought it years ago. But I have a number of stocks. I had one that I put $250 in that's worth about $4 million. So I had put more. It wasn't as good. It was a nice kick from that little, and that was only 5 years ago. So there are stocks that go up. So I think the best investments I've had were stocks, but some of the worst investments I've had were stocks. I bought stocks that went bankrupt. I lost everything. So, it all comes out in the wash. The key is that my winners have to outnumber my losers, and what I win has to beat what I've lost. But, on my overall stock portfolio, I've collected a lot of dividends over the years. So a lot of the stocks that I own were bought with dividends from other stocks. In fact, there were stocks that I've owned for 20 years, where I've collected dividends that are 3, 4, 5 times what I paid for the stocks, right? I've been paid a lot more over the course of time than I actually put into the stocks. So that's the beauty of owning real companies that are businesses that pay dividends, because you earn from dividends. And then what I do with those dividends, is I invest them in other things. So I get to compound my dividends by buying more stocks that now pay more dividends.
Well, I didn't hear anything that is 150x or higher.
Well, no,
I did actually get 150x, put $100 into Dogecoin, got out 15,000.
I've never been involved.
Bought the watch, actually.
The Dogelex is what we call it.
I've never been involved in crypto. So I never had.
You've never experienced what it's like to make 150.
Yeah, I've never done that. I know people that have done that, right? But no,
that's not an endorsement of Dogecoin. Let's just make it 100% clear. I do not endorse Dogecoin.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you made money in Dogecoin. A few other people obviously made money in Dogecoin, but that's because other people lost money in Dogecoin. That's, the thing about the companies that I invested in, the fact that I made money doesn't mean that somebody else had to lose money. They didn't. The companies are more valuable now than when I first bought them. The dividends that I got didn't come out of anybody's pocket. They came out of the earnings of the company. People bought the products and the services of these companies, and that gave them income, and I earned that income. Nobody lost anything. But in crypto, all that happens is the money is transferred from the buyer to the seller. So some people win because other people lose, right? That's not how you create wealth, by just moving money around, right? It's just all gambling, right? That's how a casino works. Some people win money because other people lose money, but the house always wins. And ultimately, there is a house. All these exchanges, the miners, there's a rake there, right? So it's actually a negative sum game, because there is a cost to play.
Gold price prediction for the end of 2026, just one word.
Higher.
Do you have a price?
You said one word, higher.
One price.
One number.
I don't know. I think gold will top 6,000 this year. It's at 5,000 now. I don't know. It could be a lot higher. It depends on a lot of factors that are beyond my control. But I think gold's going a lot higher, and it could go a lot higher this year. But maybe it goes a lot higher next year.
What about S&P 500?
Yeah, I think it's going to go down in terms of gold. What it does in terms of dollars, it's probably more likely to rise than fall. The NASDAQ might be more likely to fall than rise. I think there's a lot of expensive stocks there. But I've been saying the same thing about the S&P for the last 25 years. I think the price will go up in dollars, but down in gold, and that's exactly what's happened. The S&P, like I know the Dow because I know the numbers. The Dow is down 75% over 25 years price in gold, even though it's gone from 10,000 to 50,000. It's less valuable. You have less gold now if you sell your stocks than you did in 1999. And I've been saying the same thing since then, that stocks would go down priced in real money.
Who's a bigger threat to the economy? The Fed, politicians, or the American consumer? And really quick, I gotta say, something that Jack and I have been trying to do a lot more lately is just to remove the annoyances that quietly waste time and energy, because those things add up fast. The thing is, we're always on the go, we're always trying to get to the next thing, so having a cleaner setup and a little more control in your day really goes a long way, and that is exactly why we absolutely love MagBack. The MagBack Elite case is so much more than just a case. It has the finger loop for a secure grip, side grips that feel great, a pinky pillow for comfort, and a built-in kickstand when you need it.
That is all built to make everyday use way better. And it also just comes with a screen protector, so that's one less thing that you have to worry about.
Then they also have their MagBack 3-in-1 home multi-charger that keeps everything clean and ready to go. You drop your phone, AirPods, and Apple Watch on it at night, and by morning, everything is charged in one place. What I really like about this is that it's not just like a mess of wires that looks awful. I don't have to try to plug and play and which one does what. It's all in one place, and it looks incredibly clean, and it just makes it easy.
I kid you not, Graham and I are genuinely huge fans of MagBack. I use their wallet, I use their phone case, and also on the side of my Tesla screen, I put my phone up there. It is so helpful. Check it out with this footage. I can guarantee if you're on Apple or Android, they have something for you. So if you want to make your setup cleaner and way more efficient, definitely check them out with the link down below, and don't forget to use our code, which is also down below.
Who's a bigger threat to the economy? The Fed, politicians, or the American consumer?
Well, I mean, probably the Fed. The Fed has probably done more damage. I mean, the consumer is just, he's just buying stuff. But the Fed is, I mean, the institutions that I think that have done the most damage are the Fed and the Supreme Court. I mean, I think Congress has done a lot of damage too, but had the Fed done its job and the Supreme Court done its job, Congress and the president would have done a lot less damage.
If your son called you and said, "Dad, I'm going all in on Bitcoin," I got a good feeling about this, what do you say?
Well, he doesn't have much to go all in with, so he really
Let's just say he's going all in.
So you're going to flex on him, basically.
Just to say, bar mitzvah, I just want Bitcoin.
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I would try to talk him out of it. Like if my son said, "Hey, I'm thinking about jumping off a bridge. I'm tired of life, and I'm just going to end it all." I would try to talk him out of it. So if he tried to commit financial suicide,
he would no longer be your son.
No, he'd still be my son. He would just be broke. But he's already broke. I mean, he doesn't have much. I mean, he's trying to work in San Francisco and trying to, he just got out of college, so he doesn't really have much. I mean,
does he not just ask you for money?
Yes, of course he asked me for money.
And what do you say?
I do. I do provide money. I pay rent and I health. I do provide. I still support him mostly. He should be. When I was his age, I was already supporting myself.
Do you think so? Do you think he'll just kind of be waiting until you end up just be, all right, here's a bunch of money or something? Or do you think is he wondering when will his?
No, I want him to earn his own money. I want all my kids to earn their own money. I mean, they're going to get money from me eventually, but they need to earn money. They need to learn to be responsible. They need, I mean, the problem is you just can't give your kids a bunch of money. And they'll, there's an old saying, you give your kids enough money to do something, but not enough money to do nothing. And it's important. I mean, I don't know what I would have been like. I inherited nothing. My God, I didn't get a nickel from my dad. Did
that make you more motivated, though, to not have any sort of backstop, that you just had to do it yourself? More grit?
Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, I knew I had to, because if I didn't make it, I wasn't going to get it. I mean, I wasn't going to, I've never inherited anything. I didn't have a rich uncle or an aunt. Nobody's ever given me a nickel. So whatever I have, I certainly didn't marry into money. I married out of money.
Would you take $100 million right now to never publicly talk about the economy ever again?
I don't know. I mean, decent amount of money.
What about 100
But-
million to never talk about gold again?
Again, I mean, I don't know. I mean, these are weird questions because it's a lot. I mean, I have more than that. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, but it is a lot of money, even for, I mean, I'm not a billionaire yet. So, I mean,
Yet?
yeah, I will be. I'm getting close.
Do you have a specific, I mean, Google, we Googled it. Google says you're at like 900 million. And
No,
probably,
Google doesn't. Google, the only thing that I've ever seen, if you Google my net worth, Peter, because if you go Peter Schiff and Google it, just say Peter Schiff, one of the top things is net worth. So a lot of people are are curious about what my net worth is. And the only thing that I ever see is like 70 or 80 million.
oh, I saw like 900
And
million.
Yeah, I see higher.
Well, but that figure came from my Senate disclosure in 2010, which was about my net worth in 2010. I've made a little money since then. So, but I don't, obviously I don't publish it because I don't have, I don't own stock in publicly traded companies. So whatever it is, it is.
What difference is it if people know that you have $500 million or $1 billion?
I don't know. It's just none of anybody's business exactly how my kids don't even know how much I have. But I mean, but all I said is I'm not a billionaire, but I think I will be. But, it just all depends on if I'm right on the markets, right? If the market's completely reversed right now, then I probably won't be. But if the markets do what I think they're going to do, if the dollar continues to fall for the next few years, if foreign stocks continue to outperform U.S. stocks the way they did last year, mining stocks, then I think in a few years I'll get there.
What's a one sentence tip that every single viewer watching right now should follow to become rich?
Work hard, believe in yourself, you just, don't let people tell you can't do something. Stick to things, you gotta, you gotta be all in. I mean, I used to work, from the minute I got up till I went to sleep, and there was no weekend. I mean, a weekend was just a more opportunity to work. When you're just getting started, if you're trying to run a business, and people, don't appreciate how hard entrepreneurs work. People just take for granted, oh, they've always been rich. They've had people, they worked their ass off, in the beginning.
Do you ever wish you took it easier?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, I could take it easier now. People say, hey, you got to stop and smell the roses. And I think I smelled a few along the way. But I think I made a lot of difference. I mean, I hear from people every day how much I've influenced them over the years. How many people would be socialists but for me, and I got them young and I got them to understand capitalism. And, so I've made a big difference in the lives of a lot of people, much more so than, your typical stockbroker, right? Who's, so, and that's satisfying and that's one of the reasons that I keep doing what I'm doing, because I know that I continue to impact people. And I know that, I go to these events, like I go to the crypto events. Nobody poses for more selfies than me, right? People, even though I'm the one guy there that doesn't like Bitcoin, all those Bitcoiners want to get their photo taken with me because I influence them, because, they respect me, even though I don't like their shitcoin. But all the Bitcoin promoters, they're not, people, they're walking right by them to come up to me, because, I've meant something in their lives. And, so that, I mean, it's hard to, put a value on that, because a lot of that, I mean, I just, I don't get paid for that. I just do that. But it did get back to your question. People just, just have to be motivated and work and don't be lazy. And, an important thing though, is if you're going to go into business, you're going to do something, try to enjoy what you're doing, because it'll be a lot easier to work hard if you enjoy it. So, you got to figure out what you're good at and what you like. And if they're the same things, then you're lucky.
That's what Logan said.
But
the exact same thing.
Yep.
So you're the exact same as Logan Paul. Guys,
Yeah.
you heard
Well-
it here first.
Well, I'm
Peter
sure.
Schiff is the exact same thing as Logan Paul.
Maybe I
and
said that.
coincidentally, neither of you guys own Bitcoin.
Maybe I
Yeah,
said
this is
that.
true. Logan
Maybe
doesn't
I
have any
said that
crypto.
on impulsive, and then he repeated it. But
Very well
look,
That could have been it too.
Yeah.
but I definitely can tell that Logan enjoys what he does,
Mhm.
and makes a lot of money doing it. And he's made a lot more money at his age than I did. I mean, when I was Logan's age, and his brother now, Jake, has made more
Yeah.
money than Logan. But I mean, I didn't even make my first million until I was 30, over 30 to get a million. These guys have made a ton of money. I don't even know if any of them are 30. I don't think they are. They're
Logan
Logan's
just
30.
turned
He
30.
just turned 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these guys have had incredible success at a very young age. And I think it's great. I mean, I think they're great kids, and they earn their money because people are entertained by what they do. People give them money. People voluntarily buy shit that they're selling, right? They're not stealing the money. People out, but they get a lot of people that enjoy what they're doing, and they're willing to pay a little bit of money, and you make a little money from a lot of people, turns into quite a bit of money.